It is absolutely pissing it down again.
The top 5 OLDHAMMER Imperial robots. Let's go! Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader. Likes! Robots of the Imperium. The Legio Cybernetica has produced many robot designs over the centuries. Some were failures, such as the disastrous Castigator, a robot so heavily armoured that it was slower than the troops it was designed to protect and support. Its survival capability was not enhanced by its meagre weapons fit of a single bolt gun. Now, this allegedly terrible robot, the Castigator, in my opinion, needs to have a miniature. I want to see just what this thing looks like. Others proved more successful, and the Legio has kept the 5 robots described hereafter in its inventory for most of the Imperium's long and bloody history. At times, a single model of robot has fallen out of favour with the Imperial Army, the Inquisition and the Marines, but all have had and still have an important part to play in Imperial forces. Number 5. The Cataphract class. The Cataphract class is a heavily armoured, general-purpose battle robot designed for use in almost all battlefield situations. It mounts a range of weapons for various purposes, and although it is regarded by some commanders as a jack of all trades and master of none, its versatility in a wide range of roles makes it a highly deployable and popular machine. Alright, to me, this one is the worst of the lot, by a mile. I mean, look at it. They clearly ran out of inspiration when it came to this one. It just looks like a Lego block or even a Duplo block with a gun stuck on the top. I'm struggling to work out what this one might have been inspired by. Maybe Huey, Dewey or Louie? Not the ducks, but the robots from Silent Running. Also of note, my autocorrect changed the names from Huey, Dewey and Louie to Huey, Dopey and Lousy, and I actually think that might be a better fit. Nice work, autocorrect. Now, if you've never seen Silent Running, I suggest you rectify that immediately and go and watch it now. What's that behind me? It's a bunch of hooks, hold on. Yeah, these were on the floor. I don't know why. I suppose I could use those for something. Now the bin men have turned up outside making loads of noise. It's just not my day today. Anyway, Silent Running. I loved it as a child. Somehow it made me emphasise with tiny little robots. If you've seen it, you'll know what I mean. Number 4. The Castellan class. The Castellan class is a general-purpose combat and assault robot designed for use in a wide range of battlefield situations. The 2 power gloves in the standard configuration make it particularly effective in siege and anti-vehicle roles and provide an effective complement to the heavy weapon armament. So the Castellan, here comes Mr. Podgy. This one has a nice little beer gut, a bit like mine. Maybe I was the inspiration for this one, but then again I was young when these were released. I was considerably more athletic back then. This is also the one that looks like it has a jet fighter cockpit instead of a head or face. Isn't that a little bit like the Battletech robots? You know, their poster boy mech. Is it a wildcat or something? I'm pretty sure it has something to do with cats. Talking about cats, there's a load that keeps shitting in my garden at the new house and it is pissing me off. Does anyone know how to get rid of cats, apart from an overly aggressive dog? Now, talking about Battletech, has anyone here ever played it or maybe even bought and painted the miniatures? I've never bought or painted any of them myself. I've seen a few people get into it, although it looks very samey to me. Do you guys think it's worth looking into? Is it the best game in the world? Let us all know in the comments below. Number 3. The Conqueror robot. The Conqueror class robot is designed for use in battlefield situations where heavily armed resistance is expected. A major point of its design is the combination of firepower with heavy armour, and it is widely used in assault, anti-vehicle and anti-dreadnought roles. I do like this one. It is a very strange looking robot, but I think it's brilliant nonetheless. The pipes in his neck I think are fantastic and fit that old Rogue Trader era aesthetic well. The head reminds me a little of the new, I call them new, but I think they're a few years old now, the new Knights, the Armigers, is that the name? Now I know it's probably an artifact of the photo work, but the one in the heavy metal picture only has a pupil in one eye. Maybe it's just a patch of dirt on it or something. Now the gun on this one looks like a stubber or a heavy stubber, and I do like those cross-drilled holes in the barrel. Now I'm willing to bet 100 polo holes that there's a proper military term for it, and someone shows up in the comments with it. I'm waiting. Amusingly, whilst looking at these hooks I saw in the background, there's an inscription here on the back, and it says, if you're enjoying this video, then please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. That means you, Robert. If you are enjoying the content here on the channel, then please consider joining the Patreon, the link to which is in the description below, or up here somewhere. Number 2. The Colossus class robot. The Colossus is primarily a siege robot. The standard configuration combines a siege hammer for attacking fortifications with lighter weapons for use against defending troops. It is widely used by the Imperial Guard as a cheaper alternative to the siege dreadnought, and a few Colossus class robots are maintained by the Ordo Reductor of the Adeptus Mechanicus, mainly for testing new and experimental siege weaponry. The siege hammer is equivalent in all ways to a pounder, but can be used in hand-to-hand combat by the robot. You know, this one is alright, I do quite like it. And keeping with the theme of being reminded of robots from other IPs, this one also reminds me of something. This time it's Maximilian from the Black Hole. I think he had spinning fingers that would chop you up, a bit like a whisk. Imagine being whisked to death. Nasty. His face does look like a Chaos Space Marine helmet or something, so that's extra incentive to put this one in your Renegade army. Not Chaos, Renegade. We're Oldhammer over here. You just can't beat a giant metal hammer. I do love the way how basic this thing looks. I think there's someone outside with a giant metal hammer. No, it's those bin men making as much noise as possible when I'm trying to fill. Phil? Who is Phil? Phil Mitchell? Because that is sod's law. Anyway, this hammer just looks like a sledgehammer stuck to the side of a robot, and I think that's brilliant. Number 1. You're number 1. The Crusader class robot. The Crusader is a light, agile, lightly armoured robot designed to move in quickly and deliver a killing blow. It is generally used in anti-personnel mode and is very popular with the Inquisition and other groups, having proved itself to be very effective in mutant hunter-killer operations. The Crusader is not generally used where heavy resistance or strong concentrations of enemy armour are expected. So of all these fantastic robots, and I mean fantastic, the Crusader is the best. It's not up for discussion. Just look at it. It's so odd and so very Oldhammer. I think it's the doggy bug face that does it for me. You know, I think there was a bounty hunter in Star Wars with a bug face. Was it Forlom or Zuckus or something? I'm sure someone here will let us know. Now this one looks even better when painted with era-appropriate colours. You know, like the pin-striped trousers. Lovely. So what did you guys think of this top 5? Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? If you don't agree, what would you change? Let us all know in the comments below. If you want to see some more Oldhammer videos, I know you do, and check out the playlist up here somewhere. As always, thank you very much for watching, and always remember to drill your barrels.